Alright, so now we're going to crumb the chicken. You can, if you prefer to have it without the skin, you can peel the skin off and crumb it just fine. We just like the extra flavour and extra moisture that you get with the skin on. So firstly, I've got an egg wash made up, which is just an egg mixed in with a little bit of milk. We make sure we give the chicken a good coat in that. This tray is some fresh breadcrumbs, and it has shredded parmesan and sesame seed mixed through it. So we drain just a little bit of the excess off there and into the breadcrumb, and just pat that breadcrumb on, spin it over, make sure it's got a good coating of breadcrumb on the top. Now from here we just give it a bit of a squeeze just to lock that breadcrumb on, and then over onto our plate. The next step with this is the important step. Try and do this at least an hour before you're going to cook it. Crumb it, put it in the fridge, and that gives it time to set, and the breadcrumbs will bind to the chicken. They're not going to fall off while you're cooking it.
Now, you were mentioning some alternative ways of well, not crumbing actually.
Yeah, if you don't want breadcrumbs, again, you could wrap it in bacon, which will give it a beautiful flavour and give it a nice moisture. Prosciutto or a nice smoked speck would do the same sort of thing. Or you could do a glaze, use a favourite sauce to go over the top, and that will glaze the top of it. You could do something like a nice basil pesto over the top, which would give you a nice crust, and that would complement the flavours. Whole grain mustard, again, it's your imagination. Or you can go really basic and just brush it with some oil and a bit of salt and pepper.
Now, you didn't touch that, did you, John? You just put it in and left it.
Put it in and let it do its thing for 45 minutes.
And you've got roasted cauliflower there.
Roast cauliflower, it's all been tossed in a little bit of oil and some oregano and tarragon.
Right, and the cauliflower's been in for the same length of time.
Went in the same amount of time.
And the butter's only just coming out now as I cut it. Beautifully tender. Thanks, John. Let me just say, yum.